Okay, so I got a comment or a question in my on one of my videos in the comment box. And as you guys know that follow me, sometimes I watch a video or I'll read the comments and make a follow up. If I like the question. Sometimes other people answer it. Sometimes I just answer the comment section. Sometimes I make a video. And I actually answered this question, but I thought about it a little bit more. It's one that really stuck with me. And I thought, you know what, let me make a video on this. Maybe somebody's going to look up, maybe somebody's got the same question. And you know me, I never name names. You guys can go look in the last couple of videos and check it out. Unless they, you get a hold of me, hey, go ahead and use my name. But anyway, a guy, I'm assuming a guy, I forget the name, but messaged me after question like, what would you recommend for somebody in college that wanted to prep with no homestead close by? He said anything would be appreciated. And I left a comment on there, and I thought I'd expand on that. Right? Let's say that's you. If you're a student, I imagine you would try to get home, right? I assume if you're a college student, probably living in a dorm, I don't know. Maybe you have a job, maybe not, I don't know. But let's just say the worst case scenario, for prepping anyway, that you're living in a dorm, right? If you have a house, well, of course you can, you can load that up. An apartment, you got your own space. That's one thing, yes. But let's go with the extreme circumstance, because that'd be the hardest, and you can always build on that if you're not in that situation. So you're living in a college dorm, and let's say you have limited funds, because we're going to make this kind of difficult here, and you're far from home. Okay, so you're a student. You got to get home probably. If you're living in a dorm, then you obviously can't have much supplies, with you. I don't see that happening. So I see basically 3 steps you need to do, right? 3 steps. And I'm going to make this kind of low budget because I'm assuming, obviously, I said I want to make things a little bit more difficult. So I can probably help everybody out there. If you got more money, well, then you got no problem, probably. But for the guy that really has it kind of tough, I would say you would first want to have supplies in case there's a shit at the fan, like a lower level. Let's say a blizzard or a snowstorm or a power outage, a flood. Something like that. That's a shit at the fan scenario, a very mild one. Something that would pass. So that's the first thing you want to do. That'd be step 1, right? Because you build on things, just like when you're prepping. You start, for a little bit, and then you expand out. You don't just start, okay, I'm gonna put away a year's worth of food, and you skip everything else. You build everything together, right? I guess like building a Lego building, layer at a time, right? You don't just build one wall and then build another wall. I used to always build, kind of like a mason does it, all the way around. So, number 1, in the closet, you have a box marked books, right? Who's going to suspect? You would have some canned goods, a can opener, case of water, some candles, like big 7-day candles or something, a few lighters, and a flashlight. Just the simple basics, okay? And this is to get you like through a bad snowstorm or something. Let's say a flood or something like that. Right? Start with that. There's a couple items extra you can throw in there. Of course, other stuff you can add, but let's start with a bare minimum. That's what you want to do. Right? Canned goods, can opener, case of water, candles, a few lighters. Right? Things would be unpleasant, but you can make it, a few lighters and a flashlight. Right? Keep it next to you at night. And there you go. Again, you can build up. Now, let's say there's a real shit at the fan scenario and you need to get home. I'd imagine you'd have to get home. Of course, straight up bugging out is probably the last resort. Right? It's going to be pretty dangerous. I would imagine a lot of desperate people out there. However, if you're in a dorm, you have no supplies, you don't have much chance anyway. Right? I guess you can just, if you have water, maybe you can hold up and let things happen outside. People drink contaminated water. People, die of dehydration. That's going to happen if there was a real shit the fan scenario. So you can either hunker down and just, slowly starve and you have water so you can make it. Or, if you know things are bad, you can start moving right away. Right? Try to get as far as you can before it really gets worse. I think people would be in disbelief at first, not knowing what's going on. I think cash would still buy you stuff on the perception that it has value. I mean, that's what's going on now. We have fiat currency. It's worth nothing. It's based on the illusion. So, shit at the fan scenario, even less of an illusion, but some people out there would take it. Right? So you'd have another box in the closet marked old clothes. So you'd have a change of clothing here, of course. And that's basically for decoy. The books, obviously, the supplies, the old clothes, just so people don't mess with it. They see it, they leave it alone. No bright colors. A good pair of pants, man. A good pair of pants. No torn jeans or shorts. A good pair of pants. Something that's not, thicker pair. I don't know what you might have. Of course, if you're in a dorm and let's say you have limited funds, you're not going to go out and buy, tactical pants and all this other stuff. No, just, good pair of pants. Right? Something that looks durable. Put it in there. You can take it out when you need to use it, but put it back in there. A nice thick shirt, depending on your temperature, the weather, the temperature where you're at. A good durable shirt, thick durable shirt. I'll recommend a paracord bracelet. Right? You never know when you may need that. A baseball cap. This would help protect from rain or sun. In addition, a pair of sunglasses. Right? The sunglasses and baseball cap combined, give you kind of a gray man look. People aren't going to really remember you. They're not going to think anything of it. And there you go. A leather belt, right? For cordage. Or a weapon. You could wrap that sucker around your fist. You can put a little bit of slack on that sucker and use the belt if you really need something. It's just something extra. Better to have it than not. Of course, we'll get into the rest of it later, but that's what I recommend in the clothing box. Old clothing. And depending on the weather, you might need a good pair of boots in the box and a thick coat, a good coat if it's cold, right? Have it all in the box. You don't want to be looking around for this shit. If shit hits the fan, you want everything ready to go, right? You go in, you put this stuff on, and you move out, right? And the other thing you would want with you would be a get-home bag. Would be probably your best option. I would recommend you probably have this box labeled yard sale, right? Again, it's just to camouflage it. You never know. You never know. But they're more likely to think you have a box of books, old clothing, and stuff for a yard sale than, they'll probably leave it alone. That sounds pretty reasonable to me. Anyway, in the yard sale box, this is going to be basically your bug out bag, or your get home bag. Have an old bag, or a bag in the box, something to blend in. I would recommend not bright colors again. You would have any medications you need to survive, right? If you have asthma, you better put an extra inhaler in there. If you need any kind of medication for your heart or something, then that's going to be in there. Of course, you got to keep insulin cold, so I'm not sure exactly what you do with that. cold packs or something. I don't even know. You guys, have probably a better idea than I do on that one. But whatever you may need, right? You better, have it around or close by or something. If you need to survive, it's got to be there too. A spare set of glasses, or you have an older set, put that in there. In case you break the ones you have or lose the ones you have on if you wear glasses, well then, that'd come in handy. Feminine hygiene products, man. Hey, don't forget that, ladies. And then again, guys, maybe having a couple maxi pads, they're good for absorbing blood, and, you can use them for wounds. I recommend them in medical kits all the time, right? A small travel toothbrush and toothpaste. Of course, you'll survive without this, of course. But, hey, it's better to have it than not. Weighs nothing. You may need it. A change or two of socks and underwear, right? If not clothes altogether, at least socks and underwear. Bare minimum. At least have that. You can take some other shirt with you or another pants. Hey, better yet, but at least socks and underwear. If possible, right? I don't know your state and local laws. You better check into that. But a handgun, if you can. I don't know if you can keep it on campus, but maybe in your car or somewhere else, where you can get to it. Ammo and magazines. If you can keep it with your car, well then there you go. Maybe you can keep the this whole bug out bag in your trunk. That'd be better off. The clothes, the trunk, all this stuff in your trunk. Better yet, if you're able to do so. I would say also a few lighters, right? These fire starters, they're kind of a pain in the ass to start with. Magnesium rods, okay, yeah, but it takes a lot of time. Matches, well, you're going to run out of matches. But a lighter, lightweight, and starts thousands of fires, that's the way to go. I would say some bottled water in that pack, right? A small knife / multi-tool, right? I would say you want to take some drink mix, like emergencies or something like that, for a calorie boost, right? You can even use Jell-O. The SAS trick, they just mix up Jell-O and drink that for a calorie boost, energy boost. A few small plastic bottles of Everclear, right? This would be good for starting fires, right? If you needed to. Of course, for wounds. And also a very good trade item, right? That'll, hey, I need a lift. What do you got? I'll give you this. Just drop me off here. If they don't look shady or something, it'd be a good trade item. A map and compass, right? Better have an alternate route too. 1 or 2 alternate routes, man, just in case. Where you going? Maybe if you can get your hands on a cheap flashlight or a headlamp, that'd work out too. Bar soap. I've seen this guy. He did a video. Supposed to be a composition of over 100 different bug out bag videos he saw on YouTube, and he has shampoo and this and that sunscreen. I'm like, man, to me, survival. So I wouldn't have shampoo. I just I use bar soap. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but you know what? Hey, fuck it, right? So bar soap. Some extra batteries for the headlamp or flashlight. I usually don't recommend stuff with batteries, but in this for this case, yeah, you're a student on limited funds. Yeah, that's the way to go. A rain poncho, right? Just in case it's cold or something, hey, put that on, man. You may need it. They're cheap. They're lightweight. Might need it. Some sort of water filter, right? I made a video on the ultimate bug out bag for $50, right? And it had 45, 46, something like that, different items in there. And in that video, I printed out the FEMA instructions for sterilizing water with bleach. And I used a contact solution dropper I washed out and put bleach in there. And there was also a 2-liter bottle, and I put the equivalent, how many drops you'd need to purify that 2-liter bottle. So, something like that. I'll leave a link in the description bar if you want to check that out. Right? and the bottle actually it doubled up because it was filled with water, but also it had on the bottle where to cut the soda bottle, and where to put grass, sand, and charcoal and shirt to make a natural water filter out of the container itself if need be. So watch that video. I'll leave a link in the description bar. A small metal kit just in case, and you're going to need some light and easy to prepare food. You don't want something you have to cook, right? Giving off smells and stuff. Right? Light, dry food. I did a video on an instant dry mix that I do. And the video, it has instant rice, dehydrated beans, crushed up ramen noodles, some chow mein veggie kits that I took. It has a little bit of salt and garlic powder and pepper in there. I'll leave a link in the description bar on that too. And basically you boil some water, you pour it in the mix, and you let it sit for about 10-15 minutes, and it cooks. It's already cooked, it just rehydrates. And let's say you can put some beef jerky in the water while it's boiling. It'll rehydrate the beef jerky, and then you just put the dry mix, and there you go. Pretty decent meal and pretty quick, right? If it's cold outside, I'd probably add a like a car reflective reflective shield, right? Because let's say you have to sleep on the ground and it's cold, the cold will suck the heat right out of your body. So you put that to give you some protection against that. I guess if it was really, really bad, you find the driest area you can with less wind, and you'd set the window reflector down, and you just hunker down and use your coat and make do as best you could. But you can't sleep on the ground if it's cold. It'll suck the heat right out of you. Now, this is obviously not going to get you from A to B, but if you're far from home with no relatives nearby, no place to go, you may not have a choice, and this will give you a chance. You'd want again to have several routes, right? Some alternate routes to where you're going, and you want to avoid the main highways. They will be impassable with hordes of hungry and thirsty people around, picking the land like locusts. And if you're walking through, well, they're going to check your backpack. You don't want that. I'm going to leave a list on the items in the description bar, so I'll leave a link to the $50 bug out bag. You can get ideas, take what you want, leave, whatever. You can customize it. And to the dry mix, of course, calories. Yes, I get that. You can probably hunt stuff. It's not going to be the end all, but it's something to get in your system, something to get you by. Right? MREs, I hate MREs. Right? They're expensive, they're big, they're bulky, and you can maybe cut them into 2 meals or so. But compared to my mix that I do, that tub that makes 3, I can eat on that thing for a good while. Right? And it's dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. And lighter. Takes up much less room. And like I said, one of those containers makes 3. 2.5 times its size when it's cooked. So look into those videos. Hopefully this helps out. And, I'm going to send it to the person that asked. Hopefully it helps them, gives them ideas. And anybody else that has the same question, maybe it'll help you too. Y'all have a good one. Thank you.